Hello, hello. It is Monday Motivation, and I am here, Kathy Freeman Art, and I'm here to do some quick little project for you to with the intent to hopefully inspire you to be creative this week. So, how has your week been as we wait for other people to come on? Just a reminder for those that are joining us, I am Kathy Freeman Art with kathyfreemanart.com. You can find all the information I have on my website about my memberships, about different things that are going on. I also, as I'm going through here and doing this little project for you, little mind stop there for a moment. As I do this little project for you, post your questions in the comments. I will definitely have time. I will get back on. I'll have somebody here with me that will answer those questions for you. And I welcome you and I'm excited that you're here. Okay, I'm going to get going with this and share with you what I decided to do today. This couple weeks, I have been having this desire to use some of my ephemera and scraps of papers and things that I have. I tend to collect a lot and it's building up, and I thought, it's time to really use some of the things that I haven't used for a very long time. So I'm just going through and I thought that'll become something fun for this particular section, this segment of what I'm doing is to just try to pull different things together and see what we come up with. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn my camera down and show you what I came up with for this week. Okay, I've got the camera turned down now. And what I decided I was going to use is this pretty paper. It's very subtle, but it's just a small little sheet that I had. And I had this little piece of ephemera. And I thought, well, that's kind of cute. So let's see what we can come up with this for this project. First off, the idea that came to me is I'm going to create a tree. And I'll glue this on. So I will... Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and before I glue this on, I'm going to just mark it a little bit on the branches and mark it there. And let's start drawing the tree out. So if I've got a tree that's coming down like so, let's move his little branch back over. I'll move it down and have the branch coming off here where he's at. Let's see the angle that that's going. Just make our tree go down this way and our branches coming out like so, moving across. You have to look at that for a minute to just see. The branch is going downward, which is kind of odd. It should be going upward. But I guess some branches can come downward and then take off, right? Just a little odd shape. Let's see how that works. I'm just sketching around here and just playing. And that's really all this whole thing is about, just play. Let's make this one a little wider. We can have, I've got it coming off here. And this one coming off like so. It's going to be quite a busy tree. And we'll pretend like he's way up there. So we've got other branches that are going to come up like this. Might even make them wider since we're getting closer to the bottom of the trunk. And I'm just sketching and playing here, so. Okay, that works, that works. All right, and I'm going to put this in here like so. Okay, fantastic. right, so the next step I want to do is let's just outline it. And I'll find my micron and outline this little tree here. It's all kinds of, it's kind of fun to do this just like this and just see what we come up with. See this tree I'm going to have, let's see, we'll come like that, but I'm going to have one that it's like it's back here in the back. Now, something I love to use with my trees is modeling paste. Do you know, I might do that with this one. Let's see, let me grab it. Hadn't planned on it. I do love to use modeling paste because of the texture in that it gives. So I'll take that, my little knife here. We'll start putting that on. It's nice if you, gotta move some out of the way. If you give it a good coat, you know, so you've got something to work with. If it's too thin, then it doesn't. This is my favorite way of doing a tree, because of the texture that you can start, see that? You can just start creating the lines and the texture. Come out this way. That. You need to start using more of this modeling paste. I stopped for a little while and it's starting to cake up on me here. Or thicken, I guess is what I mean. Okay. All right. There. Just add a little bit here and there, get some texture. Now it's going to take a little bit to dry, so. Okay, close that off. I really like using the modeling paste. You can very quickly create quite, give it something, quite an impact. And let's dry it. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm going to move forward, but I would let that, if I was doing this just off camera, I would let that dry a little bit longer just to give it a really good dry. I did have out my acrylic paint, but I changed my mind, and I'm going to go and use my watercolors. I've got this great set, Prima. It's the Vintage Pastels in here. I'm going to use that for the colors. Let me get my brush, paper towel. And just start going over it. One thing you've heard me say before is when you use the modeling paste, you don't want to get it super, I mean, I don't want to sit here. I'm using watercolor, but I don't want to let it get super saturated. So I'm just going to move quickly. With my colors. It's kind of fun to just pull out something, and you know, you have no idea what you're going to make with it, but just play with it. Because like I've said before, you can always use it in another project, or if you just really don't like it, which is, you know, you can always reuse something, but if you just don't like it, you just throw it away. It's only paper, and it's okay. Really into birds right now. Just have a desire to kind of create birds. Okay, I want to get this completely covered with this. And come back and go. The nice thing about watercolors is it's layers. You can come back and add more color to it. I'm going to move over though to the black. This one has a nice black, and let the black go down into those crevices, those lines. Let it kind of bleed. Now, you do get some modeling paste on your, you know, obviously on your brush. So make sure you kind of clean it off and be careful as you're using your watercolors. These are nice watercolors, so I don't want to contaminate them. So I'm wiping them off. It's always darker in the crease. Make sure you can see that. Okay. Now I probably didn't need to go right there. Where is my little birdie? Did I lose him? The possibility that I did. There's my bird. All right, I like how the coloring works so well with this, and glue that down there. Okay, I'm going to stop at that point. Maybe draw it quickly. Take my glue, and if it's going to cause it to stand up too much, there, have that sticking out over the top, just like that. Oops. Okay. I could have cut that off, but I wanted to leave it on. Let's do some, this is a charcoal. Grab a little bit of water. Can activate that. Here. Okay. And it has little tiny leaves here that are just drawn. But my focus is not focusing right now. So anyway, little leaves that are drawn. So I'm going to do that with this. It's the line work that I think adds so much interest and just Add these little this is just a fun way to kind of doodle too. Right, what else does it need? Just feels like it needs something else. I'm not quite sure what that is. So what I'm going to do is add a little gesso. Well, seem to have this color close to that. Let's see if it's how close it is. So pull out my little samples. Yes, it could possibly be that. Let's try. Let's add a little bit of that color. Got it around the bird. Maybe we need another couple. It's a circle. So this paper has a pattern of a circle in it. So we can go behind the tree. Go for the odd numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What I might try doing put white lines around it. I think that's dry enough. You always want to make sure it's dry. This is watercolor though, rather than acrylic. Let's do that. I'm going to dry it so that it'll show up more. And now I feel like it needs just a little punch of color. That's looking pretty neat. Let's see. I happen to have some lavender on my desk. Let's see what we can create with that. Not sure what this is. I've just wanted to add a little more color to it. But not overdo it too much. There we go. Just a fun project for let's dry those. Okay. And taking my Sharpie, I'm going to use it instead of my micron because I'm not sure if this is, add some dark here. There we go. And now we've talked about contrast. It does have quite a bit of contrast going on here. So, but I want to just push it to the level, just one more level up. Let's see what happens. Never know until you try. Take this. My burnt umber. Some brush, some water. Okay. Here we go. All right, I just need a little bit of contrast, something going on. Got a lot happening there. So let me wipe some of that off. It's overdoing it. Pull it off of here. Just needing a little bit of contrast to it so it stands out. Okay, I am happy with that. Let's see here. And let's see if I've got something. Don't think I have another peach. But let's okay, I've got orange I'm mixing up there. Let's take that fuchsia. All right. See if I add just a little bit. Get these to stand out a little more. There we go. I'm liking that now. It's too washed out for my taste. Always make it to your taste. Oh, that's so much better. It's funny how, let's add a little shading to those. Oh, love it. All right, and that's our project for today. Made out of 2 scraps, things I've had around the place here. The ephemera, little tweet, and the paper. Using my modeling paste to create the tree, and then just doing some outline work. And I could go back in and add some more line work to it. For some more interest. Like that. All right. So I encourage you, let me change back over here. Okay, I encourage you to pull out just a couple of things from your stash and play with it. I did not know where I was going with this. I did not know if I would like it. I figured it's not going to hurt. I can always toss it away, but at least I'm using it instead of storing it. And that's the key. And then just kind of play with it. Play with it. And if there was a point there I was like, don't know that I like this. And I just kept playing with it, and I love it now. All right. And that's the key, is to just keep playing with it, working with it a little bit, maybe walk away. You might need to walk away from it for a day and come back, because just to get a reset and to be able to see what else you want to do to it. All right. Thanks so much for coming on here and joining me. This is Kathy Freeman with KathyFreemanArt.com, and I will see you again.